Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 7, Episode 6. Seems a bit dodgy. So we're just going to get on into it. It was a, I'm telling you, these hour episodes are so quick. It's not even funny. The first couple I want to talk is actually, we're going to start with Greta and Matthew. So Greta and Matthew, now as we know what happened last week, Greta moved to London, or to England to be with Matthew. When she got in, remember she has to stay with his parents and stuff until they find a place. And, they're going to be getting married and everything, and they're trying to get their cat over there and stuff and everything. Well, when Greta got there last week, she did not have much room to put her stuff in, and Matthew did not prepare at all. So in this episode, she's still like a little irritated about that. But they got a shower and everything, and Matthew's just sitting in his living room. His parents come out and everything and say, "Hey, where's Greta?" And she's like, "Oh, she's here. She's getting ready." And then Greta comes out and was welcomed with a big warm embrace from Matthew's parents and everything. They were really excited to see her. They even got her a vegan cake and everything to welcome her, and it had like some like cat decorations on it, and that was very sweet. Now, when we hear stories about like someone having to move to another country and living with parents and stuff, it's never this welcoming and stuff. But that was the warmest welcome I've seen in a long time in 90 Day Fiance history, basically, from the parents and stuff. So, you know, Greta was still tired, but she was really grateful, and she accepted the warm embrace. And the parents even said, like, okay, so Greta is tired. She's been traveling all day. We should let her rest. Thank you. They ain't putting pressure on her to do nothing or anything. They just letting her go rest. So her and Matthew go rest and everything. She's still, they're still talking about they're not having much room for her stuff thing and everything. She's still a little irritated about that. Then later, Greta and Matthew go out to get a massage, basically. And Greta had mentioned when they were out getting massage that she gets massages like once a week or whatever. And Matthew had the audacity to say, well, that's all well and good, but, I don't mind being the breadwinner in this relationship. Because Greta wants to be a animal doctor or whatever, but she has to wait for a certain period of time in the UK, in London, in England. I keep saying London, but in England before she can get to all of that. But Matthew was like, I don't mind being a breadwinner, but we have to think of realistic like lines that we're gonna pay for and everything. And Greta was like, I know you ain't telling me that, basically. You just bought like an upgraded thing for your car and everything that you did not need. You just got something else new that you did not need. So how are you gonna tell me this is realistic? He's like, well, the car is gonna be for both of us and everything. But I'm just saying, like, if I can't give you the life that you deserve, you're not gonna be with me. And Greta got upset about that. She was like, you think I'm just after you for money and stuff and everything? And he was like, I don't want it to come down to that and everything. No, Greta's there for the love. She gave away her cat. Remember in the beginning of the season, she kept on saying that Matthew is the only human that she's connected with, since she's so like cat crazy and everything. So, I mean, the audacity for him to say that, I'm just like, dude, come on. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Greta and Matthew are like the couple I'm really pulling for in this season. So, like, they're like on the verge of being my favorite couple. So, I mean, I really hope they work out and everything. But, Greta's not a controversial person and everything, or a confrontational person. And that's what I like about her. So yeah, but that was Greta and Matthew. Next couple I'm going to talk, we met a new couple in this episode. Patia, her name. I kept on saying Patia, but her name is Patia, and Dylan. I kept on saying Gray. It was Patia and Dylan. So Patia is 58 years old. She's an exotic dancer from Texas. Yeah. She's done a lot of things. Like she's really like a wild child person even for her age. And everything. She said she moved out of her house when she was 17. She she met this guy named Dylan, who's like 20 years younger than her, and he's from Tasmania, Australia, basically. He's also an exotic dancer, and that's putting the term nicely, basically. They met and everything. Dylan said that he was on Australia's Got Talent, and with his dancers, and he made it, I guess, all the way to the finale, basically on the season of Australia's Got Talent. I gotta go check that out, basically, and see what he was like. He said that they've been in Vegas a few times and everything. Him and throughout this like process, he met, and that's how he met Patia, basically. Patia says that her and Dylan lived in Vegas for a few months, and then he had to go back to Australia because of visa issues. There was even a time where they moved to Thailand, and when she said when they were in Thailand, they argued a lot, and they even broke up. She said they broke up 20 times. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Here's going to be another Ed and Liz situation. They broke up 20 times. He's even given back the ring before and everything. And so I'm just like, here we go. So we seen Patia cook some dinner for her nephew. Her nephew came over, and like she has like I guess her nephew sees her as the coolest aunt ever because like they're both like wild, and they'll do all kinds of things for each other and everything, and get themselves in trouble. He didn't know nothing about Dylan at first until somebody else told him, and then she was telling him about what happened with the ring and everything. And like she told him, I was like, why do you have to go to like move there, because she's actually going to be moving to Australia, and I guess like hoping that he proposes and they get married. And he was like, well, if it doesn't work out, then like why not? You don't have to keep uprooting your life to move back and forth from here and there and everywhere and everything. But she's like, I know, but it's the chance I'll do for love, basically, just that whole cliche, basically. So, but when we met this Patia, like I mean, she looks good for her age. She's 58 and everything, but she really looks good for her age, and she acts like she's 28. So, so yeah, I can't wait to see this storyline because I feel like this is going to be the funniest storyline in a while, in my opinion. So, so yeah, but welcome to the 90 Day family, Patia and Dylan, basically. So that was them. Next couple I want to talk is Jenny and Submit. We only saw them briefly. Submit went to go comfort after what happened last week with Submit's aunt, like talking crap on Jenny. Submit's aunt, while they were having their little housewarming party. Jenny goes into the room. Submit comes in and tries to comfort her and everything. And Jenny's like, she's just worried because like the aunt could put like bad thoughts back into Submit's mom, because Submit's mom's finally accepting the relationship and everything, but she's worried that her sister is gonna like make her switch back again and everything and not accept us, basically. But there was a little moment that where Smith's mom did defend Jenny and everything, and Jenny was like, I never thought that she would do that and everything. But it's still, Jenny is still not comfortable in this environment, and they're not comfortable with Jenny because of her age. Jenny, like they don't realize, yes, that's the only thing that they're looking at. Jenny's a great person. Like, and she treats Submit right. Like, they get along. They treat each other right and everything. I understand, yes, this age gap is kind of weird and stuff and everything, but they're happy. Now, if she wasn't treating him good, then I would say, and on top of this, then okay, yeah. But they treat each other really well, so I don't see what the big issue is. So, but yeah, that was it. That was all we've seen from Jenny and Submit. Yeah. And the last couple we want to talk is freaking Luke and Madeline. Now, I'm over it with Madeline. I am seriously tired of Madeline. Madeline is immature. She claims that she's all independent and everything, but she may be slightly independent, but she is so immature. I mean, that's due to her age. She's only 20 years old. We met her when she was 19, basically. So last week, Luke arrived to Colombia, and they had to go through all the wedding planning stuff and everything, and had their first night and stuff. And now a new day arrives. They're now getting along, and now they got to go do the cake testing, basically. Like, I'm just like, let Luke breathe, basically. Let him breathe. So they're gonna do cake testing and everything, and they test some vanilla cake, some red velvet cake, and everything, and getting excited what cake they're gonna have for the wedding and stuff, because they're getting married in 3 weeks, I guess. Well, this Luke decided this would be a perfect time to tell him what happened a few weeks ago about that bachelor party that was given to him by his friends. Luke starts to tell Madeline, so I did have a bachelor party. She's like, what? Like, was that the night that you didn't text me back or whatever? He's like, yeah, and everything. And he mentioned that they brought a stripper over, and like she danced, and she asked him, did you touch her? And he's like, no, I didn't touch her, but she just did the stripper stuff and everything. But Madeline did not have it. And the next thing you know, Madeline is like throwing cake and flipping tables and throwing cake in his face and everything, and runs off to the production van and starts crying, saying that the marriage is not going to happen, it's canceled, go marry the stripper Luke and everything. And I'm just like, she don't believe anything he says. She really don't. She don't believe nothing he says. And he can't do nothing right in her eyes. No matter what he does, it's not going to be right for her. And that is not fair. She doesn't listen to him. Yes, he could could have like stopped that quick. He should have just been like, if he knew that Madeline was gonna get mad about that, could he have been like, okay, no, God, stripper, I'm sorry that you came all this way, but I really can't do this. I can't do this, and this is being filmed as well. Could he have done that 100%? But he did say that, this is an American pastime when you have your bachelor party and the stripper comes and does that or whatever. But Madeline is now Angel. Remember when there was an incident when on her season 11 Paradise that like she got drunk, she was hanging out with some guy and got drunk, and then he fell asleep on her bed, and she like slept with them, like just slept in the same bed with them and everything. There was that incident. So she's not Angel either, basically. So yeah, like I just don't understand the way she just reacted, and why are these women always like to throw food and drinks at their men? I know whenever they get mad on TV. Now I cannot stand the double standard, because obviously if a guy did that to a woman, everybody will be harving on him and call him a bad person, wanting to be arrested and kicked off TV. But when the women do it, it's okay, and they do it a lot. The double standard. I'm so tired of TLC promoting abuse and everything. I'm so tired of them showing abuse in relationships and stuff and everything. Like, this is really toxic. Luke and Madeline have a really toxic relationship. And I'm not trying to have another Gina Jasmine situation, an Angela Michael situation, and Kimberly Usman situation with Luke and Madeline. Now, I do think that they'll get over it, but sometimes like I feel like with these couples, productions kind of try to save their relationship or makes it worse, because I have read for people who had applied for 90 Day Fiancé and was about to get casted, and they didn't get casted, but then they're glad that they didn't, because they felt like the show could ruin their relationship and stuff. Now, if this would happen in real life off the camera and stuff, and Madeline just goes and goes and never comes back, that usually would mean a breakup. But I think production like really talks to them. It's like, look, no, look, y'all still gotta film. You guys still gotta film. You guys gotta try to work it out and stuff. So it's always hit and miss when it comes to production. They're either gonna save your relationship, or they're gonna make it worse and gonna make you break up eventually. But this seriously needs to stop with the cake throwing, the drink pouring, like for real. Like this needs to stop. So yeah, that was Luke and Madeline. We did not see Chloe and Johnny or Anthony and Manon this week. Thank God we did not see Anthony and Manon this week. I'm glad it was, other than Madeline kind of screwing it up, it was a nice little peaceful episode without Manon crying and complaining and stuff and everything. So nice little relief of that. And yeah, that was basically it. Like I said, welcome to the 90 Day family, Patia and Dylan. I can't wait to see more of their story and stuff. Again, I'm really pulling for Greta and Matthew. Like, I'm really pulling for them. I'm not convinced right now, but I think Greta, she's not a confrontational person. So I think it'll be okay. So. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'm sorry this video is not too long. There was really not much like to really go down and really nitpick in this episode. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on next week to recap Happily Ever After, and I think it's next week. Yeah, next Thursday, Married at First Sight comes back. So we'll have 90, I'll do 90 Day Happily Ever After the other way next week as normal. And then the following, like Thursday or Friday, I'm probably going to do the recap on Friday or Saturday. I'll have my first Married at First Sight recap for season 19. So be on the lookout for that. But until then, thank you guys again for watching. Again, please like and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Thank you to all my new subscribers. And can't wait to do more shows. Love you guys. Bye, y'all.